Hello there, and welcome to my progress update number 1 for my Ultimate Iron Man level 3 skiller. This is about 100 hours in. 4 days, 4 hours. That might literally be 100 hours even. Not planned whatsoever. This is the same account that I uploaded a video on probably like 2 weeks ago or so. I was having issues, like that video kept getting flagged, and then eventually I just decided to not upload it. And I actually have like 3 or 4 progress videos already pre-recorded that I'm not going to upload because I think I'd actually just prefer this kind of ramble style where I talk about kind of what I did in the past month and maybe my goals for the following month. I'm just going to kind of do these ramble style update videos, probably monthly. So if you're interested, grab a snack, throw me on your second monitor. You don't need to look. I'm just running agility laps and we'll get right in. I'm just going to do this in one take. You hear breathing or me taking a drink. It is what it is, you know. Basically just talking into the mic, kind of vocalizing my thoughts out loud. So here we are, 100 hours in. Ultimate Iron Man, level 3 skiller. New name in-game is just Ratish, whatever you want to say. Ratish. Don't know why it's that name. I just decided to change it to that. And here's pretty much where we're at skill-wise, 100 hours in, 668 total. The notable ones being the 76 agility, the 67 RC. Everything else was fairly easy, not much time involved. I guess the 46 con took a little bit with the method I was doing. So how did I really get here? I wanted to play like the UIM level 3 because I saw a couple other people doing it. There's not many people that make videos on it, but I like to follow people on Twitter and like keep track of people's ranks and stuff on Temple. So I kind of noticed a few people doing this build, and it caught my eye. Caught my eye a few years ago, but then I like didn't play the game for a couple years, and then when I came back, I kind of decided to just kind of full send this account build. So here's where we're at, kind of 100 hours. So pretty fun so far. In terms of like what I did to start my account, I wanted to put a big focus on the early questing that I needed. So I went ahead and got like 32 thieving to do the Iron Dagger poison from the wilderness. I know they added like recoils and poison dynamite. I just wasn't super interested in doing those methods, mostly because they were fairly time gated. I didn't want to like spend, I guess they're not like super time gated, but I didn't want to spend like a week getting to like 65 farming or whatever to then have to go like pick pocket belladonna seeds, then plant them, then wait. And then need like a high fire making level so that the poison dynamite's more accurate. Like there's a bunch of steps involved, whereas just like doing the iron dagger poison and getting a small amount of combat XP could be done in one day, which is pretty much what I did. So I focused big time on any combat quests. The two big ones were Druidic Ritual and Biohazard for the Artie Cloak. After those quests were done, I pretty much dropped the Iron Dagger. Any quests that require combat in the future, I'll be able to get recoils or poison dynamite by then, something like the feud. So that's pretty much where I started. Then after that, I just focused on actually unlocking Fossil Island itself. Even though I'm not doing much content there at the moment, it's just a good unlock to have for the future. So I did like all the quests that give kudos and stuff. I went ahead and did the Below Ice Mountain to get the hammer, and you could get kudos from there as well, because I didn't do any combat quests for kudos. And that's pretty much, that was like the first maybe 2 or 3 days of the account. And then once I had most of my questing done, like I've done 22 quests, basically anything that gave like early XP drops or anything that was required for Fossil Island is pretty much what I did. And then after that, I haven't done any questing. The only future questing I might do is something like Lost City or the Feud. And probably the quest that unlocks Varlamore, since I haven't done that yet. I think level 3s can do that. So I should do that. I've never been to Varlamore in my life, to be honest, so I don't know what kind of content is there. But I'm assuming a level 3 can get there because I've seen people talk about it in the CC. Speaking of CC, I did join District 3. I had the total level requirement, so I decided to just join in. I'm not like super active in the chat, but I like seeing people on their accomplishments, like that, for example, 40 mil crafting. Just nice to be part of a community, even if you don't talk very much. Yeah. So where did I go after like doing my early quests? I set out to kind of just grind out Graceful, just kind of what I'm used to on accounts. I know they did like some run energy changes in the past to where Graceful's like not super useful anymore, but I like having a high agility level. Agility is like a skill I actually enjoy doing, oddly enough. It's very like brainless, just like watch videos on your second monitor type thing while you just run in circles clicking on green boxes. So for some reason I like doing that. So that's pretty much what I did. I just banged out Graceful pretty much immediately. And then what I ended up actually doing was going all the way to 75 agility because I wanted a good way to make money. And I figured the agility pyramid with no failing, which was 75 agility, would be like a decent way for me to do that. And it also gave me a better reason to get a higher agility level. So that's pretty much what I did. I went ahead and got 75 agility, did like, I don't know, 25, 30 laps or so, got like a 300k cash stack. And then I spent most of it doing construction. I wanted to get 46 construction to build the wardrobe and the dresser box or whatever it's called. Basically, the two things you need to store all the skilling outfits. Skilling outfits is something I just like to gather. It's not like the most efficient gameplay by any means, but I kind of like doing completionist at the same time as like gaining XP. And I like having all the outfits when I'm doing those skills like angler or prospector or whatever, just for the little bit of XP boost. So yeah, I made sure to pretty much do construction to 46 as early as possible. Initially, I was picking up planks at fishing trawler area and running them to my house. But once I had a cash stack, I started just chopping my own oak logs and just doing it that way. I would like chronicle teleport to Varrock, chop oaks, turn them into planks at the sawmill. I would Artie cloak back to Artie, take the boat to Remington, and then build oak chairs in my house. It was a pretty expensive method. I think it was like 200 or 300k just to get to 46, but it was a lot faster than just like running regular planks. At least I thought so. And I didn't really have a use for the cash for anything else, so I just kind of went with it. Once I had the construction level, I was able to store my Graceful. I built all the stuff you needed. And at that point, I had also finally used up the steel bars that I got from Daddy's home to make clockworks. So I'd set up like my first round of birdhouses, which I actually had to train like level 1 to 5 hunter manually because I didn't do the Slayer and Hunter XP from Museum. I decided to stay level 1 Slayer mainly because it looks better in my opinion, and I had no real plans of ever getting 99. The methods available just aren't that interesting to me, and they're very slow. So rather than just like randomly having Slayer just artificially boosting my total level, I decided to just stay level 1. So I thought it looked better. So that's pretty much why I stayed level 1. So I had to train Hunter manually for a little bit, just like snaring birds. So that was kind of awkward and slow, but I did 5 to 41, pretty much straight birdhouses after that. Take a little sip there. Yeah, so once I had the Graceful Storable, I did my first round of birdhouses. And at that point, I pretty much went to GOTR for the first time in my life. Maybe like second time. I think I did like 5 games in the past. I didn't really know what I was doing. It took me a couple games to get the hang of it, but pretty fun minigame overall, I'd say. It's a hell of a lot better than the alternative method on this account build, which would be like the Arceus library books. That method's terrible. You also have a like risk of getting magic XP if you're not paying super attention. So GOTR is really nice, but the main reason I did GOTR was to get the Ring of the Elements. And I also got the Amulet of the Eye kind of passively as well. But pretty much once I thought I had enough reward pulls to get 400 pearls is when I decided to pull them. So about 60, I actually pulled at 65 RC. I didn't get enough, so I had to drop and sell a bunch of my stuff. Then I pulled again at 67, got enough pearls to buy the Ring of the Elements. This is single-handedly the best teleport on this account build. You can pretty much go like Falador, Lumbridge, Varrock, and like Desert. Like there's no better teleport in the game for this account build. This is actually like the most custom item for this account build, so I needed to get it early. So once I had the Ring of the Elements, I guess I could show you the collection log. Because we did also get kind of lucky, I think. what's it even called? Guardians of the Rift. So yeah, we got the 400 pearls. I ended up just dropping the excess 14. Got the abyssal green dye. I ended up turning that in for 50 pearls just so we could have to do less games. Also got the abyssal needle, which I ended up dropping because I didn't have the crafting level to make a colossal pouch, and I wasn't going to keep a colossal pouch full time, and I don't think it's really storable anywhere. So we'll have to like reobtain that in the future. I think I have like 40 or so more pulls left at GOTR, but I didn't want to use them just because it would just fill up my inventory with useless junk that I'd have to drop anyway. So I'll pull the rewards in the future once I go back for 77. And then any like runes or anything, I just sold to shops. I don't have the feud done yet, but just like general store, and that's how I got my cash stack back up after burning it on construction. So we're back up to 229k, so not too bad. After that is when I really like started doing birdhouses because I had a teleport basically directly to the dig site, so it wasn't too bad. So I did like birdhouses pretty consistently up until I got to 41. Basically what I was doing is fishing trawler for angler's outfit, and then every hour or so I'd do like a couple fishing trawler games, go do a birdhouse run, do a couple fishing trawler games, go do a birdhouse run, just kind of rinse and repeat till I got up to 41. But now I'm at the stage where I'm getting close to where my crafting level's not high enough to make the highest tier birdhouse that I can. So I just kind of stopped in the meantime. The other reason I was doing the birdhouse is because I wanted to get seeds to get my farming up to 34, because I wanted to be able to unlock Tithe and stop doing all the early farming bullshit and how slow it is. Just going back to fishing real quick, I ended up getting anglers. Took me 51 games of fishing trawler, so I don't know, it's like 5 minutes a game. It took a while. It felt like I was there for forever. 51 games with birdhouses almost every hour while doing that, so it wasn't too bad. And then I just randomly went and like fished and cooked a little bit in Barb Village with some feathers I was getting from birdhouses because I was keeping them. Still have like 2,400 left over, so not too bad. And then I stored the anglers in the POH just because, you know, inventory spots. Also, while I was doing that, I was trying to do 77 agility, cool. I was also doing like some farm runs. I ended up doing like the RFD goblin quest to get 9 farming, and then from there, I kid you not, I was literally doing like cabbage allotments and like tomatoes and like basically anything possible to get me to level 20. It was pretty slow and tedious. I was kind of pairing that with my birdhouse runs that I was doing while doing fishing trawler. That sucked, I'll be honest. And then once I got level 20, I did Garden of Death, which pretty much put me right to 30. And then at that point, from the birdhouses I was doing, I had enough like acorns and willow seeds to plant like oaks and willow trees, which got me up to 34. And I'll pretty much never have to do allotments again until I actually am doing them for like secondaries. Probably like snapegrass and stuff eventually. Then from 34 to 40, I just did like 2 rounds or 200 seeds at Tithe. I was just kind of trying it out, making sure I still knew what I was doing there, because I haven't done it in like many years. But I'll pretty much be doing Tithe probably to like 75, like whatever level farming you need to actually get decent seeds from master farmers. Pretty much when I'll do Tithe until. I might end up doing Tithe all the way to 99 just to speed it up, because I really want to get to the farming guild, and it's really hard to get there without having the farming cape. So it might be something worth doing, just because farming contracts are like the best way for me to get seeds. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, I should be farming a lot because Herbler is going to be really slow. But at the same time, I just like don't really care. That's kind of where I was at with that. And then I was just like doing a little bit of thieving, fruit stalls. I need to go get rogues, which is kind of what leads me to where I am. I guess I also got like Wintertodd stats while AFKing one day, because I'll have to go there eventually as well. They actually changed Wintertodd since the last time I played the game. It's actually a lot more UIM friendly now, because you don't really need food. You can just use the potions. And you also don't get reward crates. You can just kind of pick the loot, kind of like you do at GOTR. So it's actually a super nice change for this account build. I'm actually looking forward to Wintertodd. I plan on like getting higher stats maybe first, but I'm not really sure. So that kind of leads me to where we're at now. Basically all the levels you see are from either questing or from the methods I just told you about. The mining and crafting are pretty much strictly from GOTR, so not too bad. So after I was done with all that, my next goal was to kind of get Rogue's outfit, because Master Farmer is currently the best way for me to get seeds until I decide to do Wintertodt. But there's really no reason to camp Master Farmer without Rogues. It's also really annoying at this thieving level. But since I went all the way to 75 agility, I had like 210 marks of grace or so just kind of in my inventory. And I didn't really feel like dropping them. So instead, what I'm currently doing is going up to 350 marks of grace. That way I'm able to buy a brand new set for 260 and then recolor it for 90. That way I can store it in the POH. Sounds crazy, I know, but it's just what I'm doing instead of dropping the marks. I don't know if it's worth it or not. I mean, I want the agility levels anyway. So we're going for 350 marks, which is pretty much where I'm at. I think I did like 30 laps at Pull of Nietzsche, and then I decided that this course is terrible, so I came back to Sears. So we're at like 1900 Sears laps. We need, I don't know, 80, 79 or so marks, and then we can move on and then get the Rogues. Main reason I need a clear inventory for Rogues is because, well, to do the minigame, you need to know inventory. And then everything else I could just drop, and money I could put in like a LMS somewhere. But the marks were like the thing holding me back from just straight up going for Rogues. So once I get the marks to store a new Graceful set, I guess the plan is get Rogues, and then probably work on thieving towards 64 or 63 or whatever it is for stone chests. That way I can get a Xerix talisman. And then from there, I don't think I'll ever need to like suicide the account anytime soon. And at that point, I think I'd go for a seed box at Tithe, just to make Master Farmer a little better. But I don't know what happens to a seed box if you actually end up having to die. And I don't think the seed box is storable anywhere, so I'm not sure. That's why I like want to do the Rogues before I get the seed box, because I don't know if I can put the seed box anywhere. Yeah, that's pretty much where we're at there. So that's like up to current time, up to 669 total level. In terms of like my next month worth of plans, gonna be the Rogues outfit, and then I think there's gonna be a focus on probably getting my Hunter up to the level that requires recoils, which I think is like 63 or something, maybe 66, I'm not too sure. And then probably get my farming up to the Belladonna level for Poison Dynamite, and probably even higher to make my Master Farmers better, like I was alluding to earlier. And we'll get the seed box to make that better. I already unlocked Auto Weed with the 2 games I did, so that's pretty nice. So I think my next like month where the focus is going to be like thieving, agility, farming style thing, with the odd kind of break to maybe collect outfits. Like before I do Rogues, I might go ahead and get Prospector outfit just to like make use of the Rune Axe before I end up dropping it to do the Rogue minigame. Mullet of Mine on a UIM is probably pretty annoying, but just do it once and then you have Prospector forever, basically, because I can just store it. So I guess that's kind of my plan. I think you can get Lumberjack outfit now on a level 3 too. So I have a lot of things I want to do. Kind of still in the stage of like setting up my account for the long term. And I'd really also kind of like to get 77 RC, but I don't know if I want to do Lost City before I go back or not. Because while it's only 10 levels, it's still like, it's going to take a while. Having Cosmics unlocked would be pretty nice. But I just kind of want like Blood Rune crafting unlocked just to have something really AFK to do. So more agility levels will help with that as well, just so I don't end up like walking while doing Blood Runes. Yeah, I guess that's kind of where we're at. 100 hours in. Not too bad. The next video will be in like a month or so, I guess. This is probably more than a month of progress, the 100 hours, but kind of just when I decided to record. I think I prefer this more than doing like a progress video, It's much more enjoyable for me to just play the game without recording and then do something like this where I just kind of talk over it for 20 minutes or however long I've been going, rather than like playing the game with a goal in mind for a video. I just play the game with like my own goals and then talk about them later on. Just been a much more enjoyable experience overall. And it also doesn't feel awkward when like it's hard to record because there's a lot of background noise or there's like people here, like whatever. This has just been a much more enjoyable way for me to play the game, so that's why I think I'm going to go with this. And yeah, in terms of like first 99, it might be agility, to be honest. Like while I'm doing like this farming, thieving thing I'm got going on, I'll just run laps while I wait for things to grow. Yeah, pretty cool. There's also like an Herblore mini game now, so I actually have no idea if I ever need secondaries. Like I said, I've never been to Varlamore in my life, so I don't know if I need to like plant secondaries or anything. Gonna have to look into that before I get too deep into farming. Guess that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, drop a like. Feel free to message me in game. My private's always on. Ratish, like I said. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. See you in about a month with another check-in, and we'll go from there.